Hello, scale modelers. Alrighty, and this week we have issue 70 of the Build Your Own Star Wars X-Wing. Alright, there we go. Creating Starship Fleet, the Y-Wing, and Starfighter Aces, Yvonne Verlaine. Okay, I don't have to go to the front of this issue because, yeah, electric motor and gearbox, that is what we're doing this month. Okay, and here are the parts. And we are getting screws that we have never ever had before. If you had seen that, we have XW10 screws. We also have XW08 screws. I'm looking at the component checklist here. XW08 screws and another new screw, XW09. Wow. I wonder if before the build's out we get it to XW12. You never know. Okay. Electric motor and gearbox. This issue's components include an electric motor and a set of 5 gears that reduce the speed of the droid actuator to make R2-D2's head rotate realistically. You also have a micro switch that controls how far it turns, plus electrical contacts to make his lights come on. Cool. Alright. So, let's get this baggie open. And seeing as there are a bunch of parts in this for this week, I am actually going to make sure that they are all there. I gotta make sure that they are all there. Alright. Okay, nothing left in the bag. Alright. So, we have actuating gear, reduction gears, let's see, it says there's supposed to be a drive pinion. Oh, yep, that's in there. And another spindle. Okay, so that's all there. Okay, contact housing, droid actuator. Okay, there's the XW10, XW9, the XW8s. Okay, so number 17. Alright, and then we have number 16. Okay, we have the wire. 2 contact springs. I know it only looks like it has 1, but there are 2. And yes, I know I got a contact cover. I know what it looks like. I've been so busy working on the car again. And the only thing is this time, my transmission broke. So I've had to pull everything apart to see what broke in it, so that way I can rebuild it. Alright, so motor mount, gearbox cover, gearbox casing. Okay, so it looks like we have everything in here. Okay. So, get stuff moved aside here so we can find out what is going on. Alright. Okay, so assembling the gearbox. The gearbox is put together in a similar way to the one in stage 68. Although it contains fewer gears, as before, it is important to fit the gears in the right order. Alright, step 1. Take the gearbox casing and cover. Okay, so this and this. Actuating gear, the 3 reduction gears, and spindle, plus 4 of the XW08 screws. Which there are a ton of XW08 screws in here. Alright. Oh, yeah, I gotta open this bag too. Kidding? Oh, jeez, all it did was make a freaking line in it. Okay. Alright, so we don't need that yet, but we need all the other ones. Alright, step 2. Start with the actuating gear, which goes in with the smaller gear first. And our... Okay, so apparently we're doing the cover portion first here. Okay. Ah! God, what the heck was that? Freaking something just rolled off my workstation here. Oh, God. I'm hoping it was just a screw. Okay, fit the spindle that runs through the gear into this hole in the casing. Alright, so they want us to put that end in so that way this locks into place. Or pushes through all the way. Okay, even though that's like the locking portion of this. Okay, that's not gonna work right. What the? See, it just came right up out of there. Probably gonna have to use a pair of pliers or something. Alright. Alright, press the gear all the way in. The spindle will come out of the other side of the case. Yeah, it's supposed to go through there. But the hole isn't big enough because we're putting that portion of it into it. And then all it's going to do is it's going to stretch the hole. So, to make it easier on myself, I'm just going to scrape a little bit of the plastic away. So instead of stretching the hole, hopefully it'll just making the hole a little bit bigger will actually cause this to go in the way it should go in, which, you know, without any issue. And I don't want to take too much off. Alright. Fit the spindle into the hole next to the actuating gear and press it all the way in. You know what? I think that's probably what ended up falling. Because I am not seeing it up there. You know, I hate it when this kind of stuff happens. I really, really do. Great. Crud. Okay. Looks like I have to move my chair out of the way. And I don't even have my flashlight up here right now. Perfect. That's perfect. Alright. Don't mind me. Hopefully I can find this thing. Oh, hey, there's my other screwdriver. That's a staple. Where the heck did this thing go? Ah, there it is. Oh, jeez. Okay. Sorry about that. It was definitely a bit of an unexpected thing. Okay, so spindle. all the way in. Okay. Alright, step 6. Take the first of the 3 reduction gears, which goes in with the smaller gear first. Okay. And step 7 is fit the gear all the way down the spindle so it meshes with the actuating gear. Okay. Take the second reduction gear, which is step 8, which goes on the spindle with the actuating gear with the smaller gear first. Okay. Step 9, fit the gear all the way down the spindle so it meshes with the reduction gear from step 7. Okay, now we gotta turn the page here. Okay, step 10, the final reduction gear goes on the free spindle with the smaller gear first. There we go. Alright, the complete geared train should now look like this. Alright, step 12. Take the cover, which goes this way around. The end of the spindles need to fit in the 2 holes indicated, not the larger hole between them. Okay. Okay. Step 12 is to actually put the cover on. Okay. Step 15, make sure the cover fits flush all around, which it is. Step 16, secure it with the XW08 screws. And step 17 just says in all 4 corners. Alright, last screw right there. Alright, there we go. And that's the end of the first part of this. Alright, so we're on to fitting the motor. Fit the small driving pinion to the motor, then attach the assembly to the gearbox so that the motor will drive the reduction gears. You can then fit the droid actuator to the output shaft. Alright, step 1. Take the parts shown for the stage, the gearbox assembly, electric motor, driving pinion, mount, screw, and droid actuator. Alright, well that's all in here. Alright. Alright, so take the motor out. Start with the electric motor with the step 2 and the small driving pinion. Which, there we go. right there. Step 3, fit the pinion onto the end of the shaft and press it firmly onto the work surface. Okay, so step 4 is use pliers or similar to push the pinion further along the motor shaft. Okay, so this is pretty much going almost all the way down. So I'm going to take these tweezers, because these are, you know, pretty much like heavy duty tweezers right here, and I am going to do the pushing with this, and you do it slowly so that way you make sure not to push it down too far. And I was pushing it slow, but yeah, that kind of moved itself along in its own little path there. Hopefully that should be enough space. So, I don't know if you can really tell, but that's... I mean, it looks like it shows more than that in the book. So I'm just hoping that that might be enough. I can always try and see if I can pull it up a little bit farther. But there we go. Alright. That's step 5. The step 5 is just showing that there should be a gap in there. And as shown, ensure you leave a slight gap at the point arrowed to avoid the pinion jamming or straining the motor. So, alright, step 6. Fit the motor into the housing in the gearbox this way around. Alright, gotta... Okay, step 7 there, make sure the pinion meshes with the reduction gear so you can push the motor all the way in. Alright, so turn it ever so slightly. There we go. That should have done it. Okay. Fit the motor mount over the wires leading from the motor so you can slip the slot in the end of the motor mount. Alright. Okay, so slip the slot. And alright, so there we go. Don't really know if I had actually done that on camera or not. Alright, so you just put the wires through the opening here. Careful of the outside of the motor there with those, because you don't want to damage those. Alright, put that over the slot. this will go in. And you'll know that the motor's all the way in place when this mount actually fits flush to the casing here. So, and then double check your resistors. I'm thinking that's what they are. It's kind of old school electronics right there. Alright. And step 10 was make sure the hole on the other side of the motor fits over the hole in their gearbox. Alright, and then we're using XW08 to hold this into place. So there we go for that. Alright, step 12. Take the droid actuator, which is this thing right here, which fits onto the projecting shaft from the actuating gear and goes this way round. Okay, step 13, line up the hole with the shaft. So when we put it in, it's going to be put in like just like this, with the sitting face up for now. Step 14, making sure that the projecting arm is in line with the end of the gearbox. And step 15 is press the actuator firmly into place. Okay, so I guess I'm just gonna... Wow! Oop. Yeah, apparently pushing a little bit too firmly into place here. You know, maybe that should have been put on before. Because I don't even think I have a pair of pliers. You know what? I'll take care of that after the fact. Because this is not going to go all the way on unless using a pair of pliers with this gearbox completely open. So that way you don't push anything through stuff it's not supposed to push through. Alright, fitting the electronics. Add the micro switch next to the droid actuator so it will control its movement. Then assemble the droid contacts, ensuring you get the leads the right way around, and fit them on the opposite side. Alright, step 1. Take the assembly together with the micro switch and its wiring. They have it as the one labeled 16. Okay, so this goes on here like this. It's got these two locating pins. So let's basically skip this step 3. Press the 2 holes in the body of the switch into the 2 pins on the gearbox until it fits completely flush. Okay. Alright, the assembly should now look like this. Okay, step 6, take the droid contacts, housing, and cover, plus an XW10 screw. Here's which, these are teeny tiny little screws, look at that. Alright, so this and this cover. Right there. Oh, okay, I gotta flip the page here. Alright, flip the page. Okay, and this. Alright. I don't think it said this one though. No, it didn't. Alright. Step 7. Note the plus and negative marks inside the contact housing. These show which of the contacts to fit into the holes next to them. Yep, okay. Yep. So positive goes in positive and negative, as always. Okay. Right there, and that covers all the way up to step 12, where we take the cover and we, yeah, so basically step 14 is just screwing this into place. So this is going to be quite a long video. Wow. Oh. Alright, step 14, everything's in there and screwed down. Step 15, take the assembly together with the gearbox. Okay, assembly with the gearbox. 16, take one of the springs which fit over the two posts indicated. Well, basically, we're just taking both springs off. Which, before we do anything, they are the exact same size. So we're putting the springs over these posts right here. Like this. And line up the contact housing with the two posts this way around. Okay, so like that. And then we're gonna use XW09s to keep that in place. Which these ones have the little washer head on there. So alright, there's one. There's a 2. Alright, and yeah, step 20, be careful not to release the housing or you will lose a spring. Secure it to the posts with the 2 screws. Okay, wow, okay, that's it. So, geez, that was a ton of stuff with a couple of issues along the way. So that there was 20 steps, and then the other one was 15 steps, and then the other one before that was 17 steps. So, a lot to do for this gearbox here. And I suggest using a pair of pliers and skip forward, and as soon as you can get that poster spindle through there, put this, you know, before you screw anything in place, get this on here, or at least figure it out. I mean, I'll update you on how this goes for the next issue. Alright, so issue 71, Clone War Y-Wings, Animated Originals, Enfys Nest, leader of the Cloud Riders, and rear fuselage assembly plus fitting the wings. So that is what we do in issue 71. Alrighty. Alright, so until that issue, or until the next R2-D2, as always, thanks for watching Brian's Builds.